The Fix is in. The Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Fantasy Jocks. Visit fantasyjocks.com, your fantasy sports superstore. Championship belts, rings, trophies, and more.
Sports Fix listeners, don't wait all day or all week to get in on the fun. The party doesn't stop when we go off the air all week long. The Sports Fix social media sites are your one-stop shop for all things Cleveland sports. Jump over to Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, Facebook.com/TheSportsFix, and become a fan today because we love fans and they create some of the best sports talk in town, Daddy. You'll enjoy talking to your fellow Cleveland sports fans on the Sports Fix fan page. And if Twitter's your thing, well, you know how we do it. Tweet with us at the Sportsfix CLE. It's that simple. Twitter.com/TheSportsFixCLE, baby. Chat live with the crew during all your favorite Cleveland sports events, tickets and contests and trivia and so much more. Get with us today, the Sports Fix on social media. Facebook.com/TheSportsFix. Tweet with us at the Sportsfix CLE. Join the Sports Fix on Facebook and Twitter today.
This is Greg Pruitt, formerly of the Cleveland Browns, and you're listening to The Sports Fix.
Live in Ohio, it's time to get your fix. The Sports Fix.
Welcome in, everybody. We're live. We're on the air. It is the Friday, end of the week edition of the Sports Fix. I'm feeling good. And again, I dispute the argument that it's this tank of coffee that I'm inhaling as we speak. It's just a Friday. It's been a great week. I'm still riding the wave of yesterday. Fantastic show. Tom Hamilton, voice of the Cleveland Indians, joining us for the first time yesterday. Tons of feedback overnight from you guys about yesterday's broadcast, and thank you guys so much for all of the kind words, compliments, all the things you guys said. Thank you, and I'm glad we could bring it to you, and hopefully we can get Hammy back on again here in the future, and a lot of other things too, but it was really cool. Speaking of, before we even roll into anything else, I got to congratulate our winner, because Tom Hamilton was not only here talking to us yesterday, but he was talking about the book that he got together with Terry Pluto and wrote, Glory Days in Tribe Town, the Indians in Jacobs Field, 94 through 97. We gave away a copy. We have it right here. I'm holding it in my hands, and I'm very happy to send this one on a ship or a plane or a boat or however they send it to Nashville, Tennessee. Rick Olixick. Congratulations, Rick. You were the 25th email. Rick from Nashville has picked up a copy of Glory Days in Tribe Town, courtesy of the Sports Fix and Gray & Company Publishing and Terry Pluto and Tom Hamilton. So I'm going to get with you off the air, get your address, and ship this bad boy down to Nashville. Congratulations, Rick, and thanks for listening to the show. And, you know, that's how we do it here. Love to bring you guys stuff all the time. So make sure you're listening, because you never know what you may have a chance to win here on the Sports Fix. Guys, a lot to do today. You know, we've got the usual suspects. It's a football Friday, second hour of the show. We're knee-deep in getting you ready for some playoff caliber football this weekend. We've got Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com. We've got Ryan Ruiz from Dog Pound Nation doing the thing. Scouting report on the Colts coming from Jeff Gorman. Ryan Ruiz with the 3 dog bones to a Browns victory, all coming your way in the second hour of the show. But there's more. But wait, there's more. We've got, of course, my man, the sports writer extraordinaire, Jonathan Knight. Him and I are going to have a fun conversation today, just based off of some of the off-the-air conversations that we've had here about the week that was for the Cleveland Browns and sports and all of that. Looking forward to that. Going to be a lot of fun when Jonathan Knight joins us here in hour number 1, and just a few moments, probably about 10 minutes from now, Eddy Jansen, Cavaliers beat writer from morethanafan.cleveland.com. He's going to join us. We'll talk about the latest week that was for the Cavaliers, culminating in an ugly as a team victory. I don't care. I don't qualify victories with pretty or ugly, but an ugly victory, but a brilliant performance offensively last night from Kyrie Irving. We're going to talk about that here on the show with Eddy Jansen in just a little bit. In the latest week that was, as the Cavs run that winning streak up to 5 in a row now. All of that, your take, your calls, so much more coming your way here on The Fix. So what do you say? Should we pop the top on this thing? Let's do it. Welcome into the Sports Fix, my friends. I am your host, the Big Daddy on the microphone, J-Rock, Jerry Myers, with you guys each and every weekday at noon. That's right, Bruce, it must have been the shoes, because Kyrie went on fire. First day wearing them shoes, man. So if that's not a selling point, man, I don't know what is. Welcome into the Sports Fix. I'm your host, as I said, Jerry Myers, J-Rock, the Big Daddy on the microphone, with you every day, live at noon across the Sports Fix Radio Network. TuneIn's radio app worldwide, on Spreaker and Mixler and their respective mobile and digital applications as well. And of course, launched right off of our website, the home base, thesportsfix.net. The home base. Make sure you bookmark it, you guys. Everything you need to know if you ever lose it, or if you need to get to our social media, you want to send somebody a link, or if somebody ever says, hey, how can I listen to that Sports Fix show? You can try and describe the 37 different ways that they can listen to the show, or you can just send them on over to the website, and there's all the links. Everything is really easy for you to find right there, thesportsfix.net. Welcome in as well, all of you listening 24/7, thousands around the world each day on digital delay. Sites like iHeartRadio, the world's largest internet radio provider. Thanks to all of you that listen to us there, and those of you that listen to us on SoundCloud, and of course Spreaker and iTunes. Those of you that download us there, Stitcher Radio, CarPlay, all the different mediums and formats that you guys enjoy the show. I saw yesterday, I was checking, every once a month or so, I look at like the numbers, not necessarily the numbers of just what the show's doing, but where they're coming from, percentages of cities and stuff like that. And I don't know, I see all these weird sites that I don't even know what they are. Like yesterday, I saw that in the last 30 days, we had 100 plays on some site called World of MP3 or something. Like, I don't even know what in the world that is. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I find those things, and there'll just be 1,000 here, a couple hundred here every month, and I'm like, where? I don't even know where these places find us. They didn't ask us, but you know what? Hey, yeah, I could be that guy, but I'm not that guy, because it just adds people listening to the show, and so I'm all for it, man. So if you're bootlegging the show, that's cool, man. I mean, it's out there for free, so you're not really getting away with anything, but either way, it's cool. I'm joking, but I'm like, what is World of MP3? What is this app where it's got 750 downloads last month? I don't know, but it's cool. Thank you guys so much for doing it each and every day here, live at noon. As we said, Friday edition, a lot coming your way, and I want you to be a part of it. You can pick up the phones and give us a call, 216-539-7535. Today's going to be tough to get in on the phones. I mean, we were luckily able a few times this week to extendedly open up the phone. I don't even know if that's a word. I just created one, I think, extendedly, but open up the phone in an extended manner a couple of times this week for you guys, because today's going to be tight. We've got 4 guests lined up. I will crack them open. They're open for about the next 5 minutes, and then I'll crack them at the end of the show. 216-539-7535. You are the voice of the Sports Fix. 216-539-7535. Social media, the biggest, easiest, and clearly most popular way to get a hold of the show. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Not only go on there and be a part of the great conversations all day long, get all your news and sports talk there, but make sure you like the show. Become a fan of the show while you're there. Climbing up near 21,000 followers there on the Sports Fix fan page. That's you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. Tweet with us all the time at the Sports Fix CLE, at the Sports Fix CLE. We won't just respond and have conversations with you, but I love to retweet the best comments and get your thoughts out there to all the people that interact with us, and really try to create a good sports talk environment. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at the Sports Fix CLE, and of course you can email us all the time from the email address, thesportsfix@AOL.com. I know many of you guys say, hey, I can't call because I'm on the phone listening to the show. So facebook.com/thesportsfix. Tweet with us at thesportsfixCLE. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com. Couple of things before we get rolling in the show. We're going to talk Cavs with Eddy Jansen just a couple of moments from now. Looking at last night, football, kicking things off, by the way. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check that. Man, DeMarco Murray is just a man-child over there for Dallas at the running back position. I played him in a couple of my one-day fantasy leagues with DraftKings coming up this week. I'm up in the kitty for I think $40,000 worth of prizes this weekend. So we'll see what happens. And you know what? You guys know, and we're going to talk more about it throughout the show. You guys know that I'm a supporter of Brian Hoyer, and I'll tell you what. You want to know how much of a supporter I am? In the biggest money game that I'm playing this weekend on DraftKings, Brian Hoyer's my quarterback. Bam. I put my money where my mouth is this weekend. Let's see if he comes through for me. Let's see what Brian Hoyer does for me here, if he can be the destroyer, or will he destroy my visions of 40 grand? We'll see. But I'm just letting you know that I put my money where my mouth is. I think he's going to come out and play. Whether the Browns win, lose, I don't know. I just think that the kid's going to come out and play a good game this weekend. So just wanted to let you guys know that. DraftKings, you guys know I love playing there. I'm doing pretty well. Although last night, basketball, man, you know, it could be a cruel world. I was top 10 for all of the early games, and then by the time the West Coast game wrapped up, I fell out of the money. It was like, you'd have thought it was rigged, except I watched the games actually happen. So that is what it is. Couple of quick updates for you guys. Browns health updates. Guys continuing to it's all hands on deck this weekend. We'll update this more with Jeff and Ryan as they join us in the second hour. Crow says he's going to play. He's there. That's right, Charles. That is a gutsy pick because that's what I do. That's what I do. No, I'm just letting you guys know that I did. Sometimes you got to go with the gut. You got to go with the bold prediction. That's what I did there. But anyways, Crow says he's going to gut it out. I mean, regardless, I mean, the effort of these guys, we've talked about it before. In most seasons, it's a Chinese fire drill on who can get on the injured reserve the quickest and not play any more games. These guys are stumbling, tripping, and fighting and scratching and clawing to play. That is a difference in the culture here in Cleveland. Barnage, Dansby, these guys all want to be out here playing this weekend, and the Browns need every one of them that they can get here. We'll talk about that as the show rolls on. I know we're getting close to the break. We'll talk about this Cavs game last night in a minute, but I just want to mention here, and as things happen throughout the show, if it breaks, we'll talk more about it. Indians fans, those of you guys waiting for the first, perhaps, shoe to drop for the Indians here as we head into the winter meetings, and we've talked about them being in a lot of trade conversations, a lot of fire stirring right now. Oakland, Jeff Gorman and I just talked about it earlier this week, about them just really going into one of those cycles where they start moving a lot of the pieces and reshuffling the deck. They appear to be there now, and they appear that they may have targeted the Indians here on a trade. We're hearing that there could be resolution today, one way or another, on talks that the Indians are acknowledging are going on right now between the A's and the Indians. Outfield / first baseman / DH Brandon Moss, the big one that's the name involved coming to the Indians. We're hearing middle infield prospects is what Oakland's looking for. I saw Joey Wendell. His name was thrown out there. They've got Gonzalez, you got Ramirez, you got a lot of guys. There's a lot of depth at that position for the Indians here. But, you know, Donaldson was who they traded earlier this week. Brandon Moss, to me, is what you thought you were signing when you signed Nick Swisher. You know what I mean? You're getting a guy who's going to coming off of a season last year where he hit, 235 or something like that, but he's 25 home runs, and he's between 25 and 30 home runs this season. He'll get you 80, 90 plus RBI. Is going to hit between 230 and 250. Basically, it's what you thought you were getting with Nick Swisher, but you're getting it for half the price of what you're paying Nick Swisher. We're going to talk about that some more as things happen, but could hear word today on a deal like that. And if anything happens, we'll talk more about it on this show here. And I'm going to talk to Jonathan Knight, too, see what he thinks. I like Moss. I think it could be an interesting piece in this lineup. Obviously, I think that's the precursor to the end of either Nick Swisher or Carlos Santana here in Cleveland, because there's too many sitting there in the same teepee. You got to clear somebody out. We'll talk about that and get into that here as the show continues to roll on, and next week with Jeff Gorman and with Mike Brandenberry, and as we get into our tribe talk, because the meetings will be cooking and a lot of things could happen. I saw the Yankees. Did you guys see too? I'm not going to get into it too much because I haven't seen all of the players traded, but I saw Didi Gregorius, who I liked when the Indians were involved in that three-way trade with him coming out of Cincinnati when we picked up Trevor Bauer, but he's now been traded over to the Yankees here. A three-way deal with the Yankees, the Tigers, and the D-backs. And the Yankees may have acquired the replacement